Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we go beyond the gates of the 4 theme parks at Walt Disney World and explore the other amenities that the resort has to offer in the form of what?
In the form of our ideal day in the Disney bubble, but not in the parks.
Is everyone with us?
Yeah, can you tell that we do this on the fly? We don't write anything down because...
This is an unscripted,
yeah.
authentic experience.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do in the parks, of course. The parks are the billboard offerings for Walt Disney World, what they're centered around. But in order to fill in some of the gaps, Disney has offered many different activities and leisurely sites that you can visit to kind of get the feeling that you're on vacation, have some fun activities, but it doesn't require any park admission. So
yeah,
if we could have one day doing those things, not going into the parks, this is what those days would be.
Right, exactly. I used to be a silver pass holder back when that was a thing, and it was very, very cool to have so much to do on the times that we were blocked out of the parks, you know, like silver pass holders were blocked out. Now, those don't exist anymore. Even the lowest one now still gets some parts of summer, but we used to be blocked out the entire summer.
Right.
And like 2 weeks around spring break and 2 weeks around the holiday. And I would get my Disney fix by going and doing some of these things.
Yes. And there's a lot to do.
There is so much. And I love how it's still extra. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not extra cost, like extra details, extra magic.
Above and beyond, kind of extraordinary and memorable in a way that, you know, is emblematic of the Disney brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, those standards still apply to most of these. And there is a lot to do, but we're just going to go through kind of our favorites. Because we've noticed that they are a high quality experience, or they just appeal to our interests. You know, it's kind of a personal thing, but I bet we're going to end up with some of the same stuff on our list.
Oh, for sure.
I bet we might even have the same breakfast location.
Maybe. Well, I wrote down 2 because I can't decide.
I did too.
Oh, okay.
What if we have the same 2?
Well, you haven't been to one of the ones I wrote down.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. All right. Honestly, my ideal start for one of these is I'm getting reservations at Topolino's.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Topolino's Terrace is the top floor restaurant at Disney's Riviera.
It's the best breakfast on all of Disney property, and you don't need a park ticket.
Yeah, and you can meet the characters. It is a character breakfast experience. The food is delicious. It is a slightly pricier than average breakfast offering at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
So
I'm not gonna lie. Also very hard to get reservations for.
Yes, and these are the reasons I don't do it all the time, but it is my ideal day. So I'm going up to the top floor of the Riviera, which is a gorgeous resort. Disney's newest, yes?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Disney's newest resort. It is like stunningly beautiful over there.
Gorgeous.
I love the grounds. I love the buildings.
Just walking around there is beautiful.
It is a beautiful time. We've got reservations there tonight for dinner, and we're so excited to review it and let you guys know because we've never been for dinner, but we've been for breakfast, and we found the experience extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Like absolutely my favorite breakfast in all of Disney. I have others that I wrote down. I have 2 others that I'll mention in case you can't get in.
Yes.
But the great thing about Topolino's is the characters are all dressed up in like artist type outfits, so it's not even, you know, it's got that little bit of a different spin.
It's unique.
And it's not a buffet.
No.
There are some, oh my God, I just thought of another one because I said buffet. It's like Chef Mickey's is a buffet, which is not one I'm recommending.
Right. And the contemporary.
Yes, in the contemporary. And that's a character buffet that you could go to. But the food there is not above and beyond.
Right.
If you want to go for characters, you want to spend that money on characters and have like a Mickey waffle and some scrambled eggs, great. But like Jake and I like the above and beyond
food.
Right. Yeah, Topolino's is like a prefix menu where you order something off of the menu and then they bring out pastries for the whole table and stuff like that. And everything it's just a little extra.
Yeah, like for example, the avocado toast has prosciutto and poached egg on it. It's really delicious.
Amazing.
The quiche Gruyere has pancetta and this wonderful lemon vinaigrette that's really refreshing and sharp. The best thing that we tried, our favorite, was the sour cream waffle.
The sour cream waffle.
Which we didn't even think was going to be like
because
extraordinary.
I do say, like, I mean, if you want a Mickey waffle, which Mickey waffles have their place, but this is
something else. It's served with roasted apples, chantilly, orange maple syrup, which was beyond delicious.
Yeah.
And then your choice of, ham
and the touch of sour in the waffle itself was just amazing.
The waffle was crispy a little bit on the outside, but really soft in the middle. And something about like the almost tartness of the sour cream. Oh my gosh, it was like unexpectedly a fave.
The restaurant itself is beautiful. The service was amazing. You feel like you're eating like at a luxury breakfast spot.
Yes,
but then with character.
Yes, and the characters, like you said, in their artists' outfits, it is just kind of a refreshing. And the thing about that is because it's, the Riviera, where, the artists are inspired by the landscape. So Minnie's a poet, and she's got her dress made out of her poems on it. Mickey is, what is Mickey? A sculptor? No, Donald is a sculptor.
Donald is a sculptor. Minnie is a poet, Daisy is a ballerina, and Mickey's a painter.
He's a painter, right? And he's got his apron on, his artist apron with paint all over it.
Of course.
It's like, oh, I just love it. Yeah. I just love it.
I love it too. Oh my God, we should go back.
We're gonna.
No, I mean for breakfast.
For breakfast too, yeah. We will. We absolutely will.
Yeah.
All right, and then you had other options too.
Yes, I threw in a couple others because I personally, honestly think that you can get the best Disney World breakfast outside of the parks.
I agree.
There are so many good, whenever we're like, where should we go for breakfast before we go into the parks? All of our options are outside of the parks.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's harder actually when you get into the parks.
Yeah, there's some things that I've tried that are kind of, honestly, I think about breakfast in the parks, and I really think that it's good for a light breakfast. There's some good light breakfast options. The Gaston cinnamon roll.
For sure.
Then Nutella fruit waffle. I've even heard in Hollywood Studios the breakfast Ronto wrap is really good.
Yeah.
But that being said, when it comes to full sit-down stuff, there tends to be a quality issue with breakfast.
Inside the parks.
Inside the parks, for
agree.
me. You can really find some treasures that are good theming, good character interaction, and you don't have to compromise the quality of the food, and you can find that at the resorts.
Yes. So I will go ahead and list a few, and then you can tell me if you feel like we should talk about them.
Sure.
Kona Cafe is in the Polynesian. It has a cult favorite in the Tonga toast.
Right, which is like a French toast.
Really thick French toast.
Really thick sliced French toast, served with
banana,
a strawberry compote
and
banana. And it's like really fresh. It's sweet, but it's delicious.
Yeah, crunchy but fluffy at the same time. It's like really amazing.
Yeah, good times.
But everything we got there was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just that. Like, I can't remember specifics right now.
Well, they even do like a Spam dish. They've
they
got
do
some
Spam
more
as
out.
a side.
Yeah, they've got some more out
Instead
there
of
stuff.
ham.
But it was all good.
It was good. Yeah.
It was all good.
Steakhouse 71 is the other one that I had on my list that you haven't been to yet, but you're going to.
Yeah, this is the one that I am most excited to try. I've got reservations for it coming up, and I'm very excited because you had a great experience.
Yeah, I've had 2 great experiences there, which is really saying something. You know what I mean?
Consistency. What made it so great?
The food. First of all, you're just in a very classy restaurant. You know what I mean? So it just sets you off on the right path, you know?
How would you describe the interior? Because I've never been.
There's like the dark woods, and it's kind of got I want to say a Hollywood Brown Derby type feel, but if you haven't been there either, then that doesn't describe very well. But dark woods and like old pictures, and it just really like a classy but vintage is what I would
like. You're
the descriptive words
an
I would
old
use.
Breakfast Club kind of Hollywood vibe. I like that.
Yes.
I think that vibe really suits Disney because there's a lot that they can do with details there.
Right. And then I mean, when you're walking in, you see the monorail. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the contemporary.
Yeah.
Something I used to love about the Wave was the waiting area. How it was illuminated blue and it was cool. And so when the Wave went away,
This is what took the place of the Wave.
Yes, there used to be a restaurant in there called the Wave of Contemporary Flavors. And then when I got into the restaurant, I kind of thought, well, this needs to be updated. So I'm kind of glad that it got an update, and I'm glad that it seems like it's a good quality offering. I'm excited to try it.
Right. A few others. Trattoria Al Forno, which is at
the Boardwalk.
Thank you. Is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's an Italian twist breakfast. You know what I mean? Like you can get eggs that are baked in marinara. And
cool.
Stuff like that. It's so good.
I like it there.
Oh, what else was so... Oh, Boma is the one I just thought of.
Gotta do Boma.
Watch our YouTube video about Boma if you're curious.
This is so good that even on our Animal Kingdom day, we said we're not eating breakfast at Animal Kingdom. We're going to Boma.
Which is at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Yeah, and...
yeah, Boma's got a lot going for it in terms of like ambiance and the quality of the food.
Yeah, and it's great because it does have some classic stuff. Like Chef Mickey's does, but then it also has some stuff with like an African twist.
Yes, it's got variety.
And how fun is that?
Very fun. Because, there are people with the adventurous palate, and there are people who depend on their staples. So it's really nice to have a mix for everybody there. It's especially important at Disney World where there's generational things going on. Yeah. People from all over the world coming with very different tastes. I think Boma accomplishes it all with quality.
Yeah. If you would have asked me a few years ago what my favorite Disney breakfast was, I would have said 1900 Park Fair, which is in the Grand Floridian, but it has not reopened as of this podcast.
I'm desperate to try it. I need it to reopen. I love the Grand Floridian. I love Mary Poppins. I love so much of what is the DNA of that place. I'd be really excited to try.
So this is also a buffet, but it's got some elevated things with a twist, and it's got a really like almost strange mashup of different characters.
Yeah.
They're all Fantasyland characters.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this recently, and we kind of found the thread on that.
Yeah, it's because it's Alice in Wonderland, and it's Cinderella characters.
I wonder if it'll be any different when it reopens.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we've got a lot of cool breakfast options there. Once you've gotten your fill of your breakfast, how are you starting your day?
I am starting my day over at Disney Springs and doing some shopping.
Cool. That's actually, there's something really convenient about Disney Springs in the first half of the day, which is that it's not super crowded like it is at night.
Right. And I would be taking I would be trying to take a way to get there as something other than parking in the parking garage.
A bus.
Well, there's lots of, like, if you happen to be over at Port Orleans, like you had stayed there, you can take a boat.
Oh, sure.
Same with
Saratoga
and Old Key West.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Disney Springs. So you're shopping. Let me ask you this. Now, I'm going here around lunchtime, but...
Well, that's what I'm doing, shopping to lunch.
Oh, sure. So what are some of your go-to stores in Disney Springs to explore?
World of Disney is my all-time, like, I have to go there every time I go. I was going to say my all-time favorite, but there's a few others that have kind of climbed the charts for me. The one with the teacup, what's it called?
Disney Style.
Yes.
So World of Disney, the great thing about World of Disney is it's got a little bit of everything. So we kind of make the joke that if we can't find something at the park, then we just need to go to World of Disney, because they not only do they tend to have everything, but also the cast members literally say on their little iPad, it seems like every time I can't find something, well, they've got one at World of Disney if you're going to Disney Springs at some point. So true. So yeah, that kind of is the reputation of World of Disney, that they've got all the stuff. But it's a huge assortment of Disney merchandise. Massive in there. So a lot to choose from. You could spend easily 2 hours shopping in there, if not more. Disney Style is much more low-key, and it's much more interesting in a different way.
The other one that's similar to Disney Style that I love, I think, is called Design.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. Designer or
I
something
love that.
like that.
I love that one.
Yes. What I love so much about Disney Style is the cool stuff they've got in there. They've got a teacup from the Mad Hatter teacup attraction. But they've also Mad Tea Party. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name of that. And then they've got a sky bucket from the former Walt Disney Skyway in there, which is cool. The Magic Kingdom Skyway. So they've got some cool stuff to look at while you shop, and they've also got some merchandise that you really can't find other places in the park. So that makes it a cool little shopping trip.
Yeah. I was looking to see if I could find out what it was called. It's in the Marketplace Co-op, so.
Oh, the Marketplace Co-op is the other one I have on here.
Yeah.
The Marketplace Co-op is kind of in the back of Disney Springs, over by the Christmas shop and that custom t-shirt shop.
I also love the Christmas shop.
Oh yeah, Christmas shop is cool.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of cool displays and stuff in there. But the Marketplace Co-op is kind of broken into several different stores within the same building. There's one for like dresses that is like a dress boutique. There's one for your pets. There's one for art. There's an Art of Disney back there. It's just a cool arrangement of stuff. There's a whole section dedicated to kind of the throwback vintage Disney look. But that's kind of, they swap out what goes into that space. So it's just kind of a cool place to explore some interesting merchandise in a setting that's very like artsy.
Yeah, I love how much like different stuff they have.
It's eclectic.
It might be called Trendy.
Yeah. That's
it.
Trendy, yeah.
I could not remember the name. Goodness.
There was a while World of Disney was being built, that's when there was that designer store.
Right.
It was like temporary.
The Trendy store is attached to the Marketplace Co-op, and it just has really fun and different apparel.
Yeah. We're looking
probably specifically for women now that I think about it. Maybe not.
I don't remember. But we're always looking for something a little bit different than the same 5 t-shirts that are in every gift shop.
Yeah.
You know.
And the stuff that they have there is a little bit more like fashion forward a little bit. It's not a screen printed tease.
There's more like bohemian style in there. There's more, I would say, fashion forward stuff going on in there than you would find in your typical theme park shop for sure. Are you eating lunch at Disney Springs?
Yes, I'm eating a light lunch at Disney Springs, but see, this is so difficult because there are so many food options in Disney Springs and in the hotels.
Yes.
I found a really hard time. I found that I had a really hard time with this.
It's nearly impossible. I would say, honestly, for lunch, there are so many good locations that I almost want to just say, well, I want to take a little sampling of everything. But as far as Disney Springs goes, you've got some good locations. We recently tried Morimoto. Is that what we did?
Yeah.
And I found that to be absolutely
very
delicious.
Good, very
I would come there for lunch anytime.
Yeah, I would do that for lunch too. I put Polite Pig as a lighter. I don't know if lighter is the right word.
Well, more casual.
More casual for sure.
Easier for sure because it's counter service and you can kind of take your food and sit wherever.
And what we liked there were the sandwiches and the sides.
Yeah.
So a little bit lighter, especially if you're splitting.
Yeah, my favorite thing to get there, because I'm someone who can't decide, is they have a slider trio.
Genius.
That's kind of got all of the flavors that they offer on one plate, and then a couple different sides, and then you're good to go. You've got your full sampling of barbecue.
Yeah. I also like the poutine place in Disney Springs, so if you want something light.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of poutine, they do some interesting combinations.
It's cool that they've got so many options. There's also some kind of cool memorable stuff that you can do in Disney Springs that you can't find other places. So, for example, the Aerophile is the helium balloon that they've got there.
I'm not doing that, but I like that it's there.
Yeah, kind of the icon of Disney Springs. So that could be cool if you're down for heights. They also have the amphicars, which are...
yeah. They're cars that
Cars that can drive on the land and then also turn into boats on the lake.
Yeah.
You can take a tour on those.
Yeah, there are some boats you can, I don't think rent is the right word because it comes with somebody to drive it, but where you can go see fireworks and stuff like that too.
Right, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, you've got some cool stuff that you can make a day out of in Disney Springs.
Oh yeah, you could go to a movie at AMC, you could go bowling.
One of my favorite parts of Disney Springs is that they do live entertainment almost every night in some form or another, which is free.
Right.
So come on down.
Yeah.
Lots of fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right. Are you staying in Disney Springs any longer, or are you moving on?
I want to not not mention that one of my favorite desserts, if not my favorite dessert in all of Disney, is at Raglan Road.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this.
And that is the bread pudding that they have. It was butterscotch, was it not?
It had a butterscotch sauce,
Oh,
I
yes.
think. It was really, really good.
The fish and chips at Cooks of Dublin or Raglan Road are very, very good. But this dessert is like, I would go out of my way just for this dessert. So I'm throwing that in there.
Why do you like it so much? And you're a bread pudding fan.
I am a bread pudding fan, and I do understand people that don't like. When somebody says they don't like it, they're like, ugh, soggy bread. I understand where you're coming from. It shouldn't be like that. It should be kind of how French toast is dipped in something, and then
right.
It should become almost custardy.
Right.
The way that Raglan Road does it is they do individual bread puddings, like in individual pots. Not, you know what I mean? Like souffle dish kind of thing.
Yes.
And that even makes it better. It makes it less of a negative texture and more like you're having just a wonderful souffle or kind of custard.
I was just about to say it's almost souffle-like, and the fact that it's like puffy, but also like it turns into like this almost creamy texture.
Well, and there's some cream that you pour over it, and the butterscotch sauce that you pour over it, and they make. I believe they always make them to order. If not, both times I've had it, they made mine to order. I think that they just do.
And that's what honestly those sauces.
Yeah, I mean, piping hot.
Right, and the freshness, but those sauces are really what do it for me and take it over the top.
Oh God, me too. So good.
Really wonderful.
So yeah, that's something I had to mention. You can also get Dole Whip at Disney Springs if you're a Dole Whip fan. I'm a Dole Whip fan. You can also get it at Polynesian.
Yes, yeah. There are lots of places to get Dole Whip now. Soon you'll be able to get it in the grocery store.
Really?
Yeah.
It used to just be Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I wonder if they put it in the grocery stores if it won't be as special.
I don't know. It's lost a little bit of its exclusivity.
Yeah.
But But
it's a soft serve. How are they going to do it in the grocery store?
As a frozen product.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw the article. I read it. I don't remember all the details. But yeah, it's going to be in a bag. You prepare it.
It seems like, and I have no idea. This is not facts. This is just me observing. It seems like Dole and Disney had like some sort of a contract that expired a little while ago.
Oh, for Dole Whip?
Yeah, because it seemed like you couldn't get it anywhere else. It was just Magic Kingdom. It wasn't even other places in Disney. But now, I mean, there's a Froyo place not that far away that has
does, yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
And they have to call it Dole Soft Serve or something. Dole, you know what I mean? They don't call it Dole Whip. I think Dole Whip, the name, is exclusive to Disney. But the product itself, you can basically find anywhere now.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Are you done with Disney Springs?
I'm done with Disney Springs because I've got something else to do.
Okay.
I couldn't do a day outside of the parks without visiting Winter Summerland.
Oh, yeah.
Miniature golf.
So this for me is on after it becomes dark, though. How about you?
Yeah, I honestly, I have experienced it at night, and I would like to try it in the day just for something different, but it's fun either time.
But night is definitely, I've done it both times, and night beats day, like hands down, because of the Christmas lights.
Right.
You're going there because it's a Christmas themed mini golf, right?
Yes.
So the Christmas lights is such a giant part of Christmas. Yeah. So for me, the sun's got to be down.
Yeah, I definitely think that you're probably right that the Christmas light at nighttime probably seems like a no-brainer. So yeah, nighttime does seem like the safe bet. I like the theming here a lot. That's honestly the draw. Like mini golf is fun. I like mini golf, but much more fun than mini golf is like these larger than life Christmas sets that they build for the mini golf.
And getting to experience something Christmassy all year around is a big draw for me. So
it's fun. And don't get me wrong, this is not like a modern day, super experience. It's a cute, quaint little
it's
thing.
Been there for a hot minute.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have, identity. It doesn't give you the warm feelings. It doesn't, it accomplishes all of that. And it's kind of it's one of those rare things in Disney where it's like not crowded. It's kind of a low pressure sitch. It can be more busy. There are busy times, but if you do it late at night, kind of closer to close, that might be your best bet.
Yeah.
To beat crowd.
Yeah. That's definitely when I would do it. So I had something in between Disney Springs and that, but
ooh,
do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, a big thing that I love doing when I'm not able or don't want to go into the parks is hotel hopping.
Yeah.
Just seeing the different hotels. The hotels are all over the top.
Yes. Theming wise.
Yeah. And they all have just fun things to look at. They all are just flush with hidden Mickeys, if that's your thing. I love doing that sometimes. Even some of them will have scavenger hunts that you can go to the front desk and ask about. We've done one at like Port Orleans before, but for the sake of this being one day, I'm just talking about going to a few and kind of checking out the lobbies, especially if it's like Christmas.
Yeah, doing a loop of those is quite fun. So if you're in the monorail loop and you want to hit the Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Contemporary all at one time,
or the Skyliner loop.
Yes, and that's what I was gonna say. The next.
Oh, sorry.
One. No, we're on the same page. The Skyliner loop is also fun. You can visit Caribbean Beach. You can visit the Riviera. You can visit Art of Animation. They've got their own little nice pipeline of resorts you can visit there. And then the other one I would say is the boardwalk.
Yeah.
So
and you can walk from the boardwalk to the Yacht and Beach Club.
Yep.
And even Swan and Dolphin if you want, although those are not official Disney,
Right. So yeah, there's a lot to explore. Taking in the theming is very fun. And it also makes for a really nice, if you're doing either the boardwalk or the Skyliner loop, there's a little more walking involved in those. So it can be fun to get a little walk in while you're kind of taking in
especially if you're
sights.
Eating 3 big meals
yeah,
like
especially
we are on
if
our
you're
ideal day.
Yeah, because how can you not?
Right.
There's so much goodness to enjoy.
And it's not even just Christmas, though, I will say. We went to Grand Floridian, last week? Or, I don't know. And they had, ornate Easter egg
Yeah, I didn't even know
designs.
They did that. They had, not only eggs, but they had, sculpted chocolate, and they had this display where during the day they sold, cool chocolates and stuff. So, yeah, they really do kind of have some seasonal stuff
it's like
that's
an
cool
art
to check
show.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like an art show. It's like the fair when they have the vendor building in the expo center or whatever. Mm-hmm. It kind of feels like that a little bit, but it's fancy.
Yeah.
Very fancy over there. All right.
What's next for you? Do you have dinner or?
I have dinner. Dinner was tough. Did you have a hard time picking?
Yes.
I had such a hard time picking.
But I think we can mention a few things, but...
Yeah, as far as resorts go... Sorry, I just dropped my phone really hard. There are good things to eat for dinner in Disney Springs. We've kind of gone over a few of our favorite restaurants there.
Yeah.
But most of my favorite dinner stuff is at the resorts.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good resort choices. There's a lot that stand out to me as fan favorites. I know Ohana is kind of a fan favorite resort dinner spot because there's firework viewing for Happily Ever After. The music is pumped in. And also the noodles there are a fan favorite.
Yeah, cult following there too. Have you been to Ohana for dinner?
I've not been to Ohana for dinner. I've only been for breakfast, so I can't speak to the quality of the food. But
for me, I had a very split experience there. I have had a couple of times where it was really, really amazing, and then one time there it was not so amazing. So
I'm eager to try it for dinner because I was a little bit underwhelmed with the quality of the food for breakfast experience.
Definitely didn't make my breakfast list.
So I would like to see what all the fuss is about with the noodles. But for me,
the noodles. It's also a Brazilian steakhouse, so you get a lot I think the main draw is the meat.
Yeah, and they do
steak.
They
shrimp.
Originally did skewers and stuff too. That I know a lot of people were happy with that.
Well, that's what I mean. I guess they don't come around and cut stuff off of. Maybe that's more Brazilian steakhouse. They come around with these big skewers and put steak and shrimp onto your plate. Yeah,
which is cool. I mean, what a unique experience as far as Disney goes, because that's the only place there you can find it. But outside the parks, probably where I would settle down for dinner so far in my dining journeys is probably Toledo.
Yeah, Toledo is on my list, but not my number one.
Toledo is...
Or not the one I picked. It's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
Toledo's amazing.
It's good options. Depends on what you're in the mood for and what kind of setting you're looking for. But Toledo, for me, is kind of the tops. Also in real life, because it's at the top of the Grandestino Tower at Coronado. It is... So the Grandestino Tower is themed on the collaboration between Walt Disney and Salvador Dali. And it's this beautiful blend of styles that it tends to accomplish. And the lounge up there is also gorgeous.
It's the restaurant and the hotel, so gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so classy.
Yeah, to me, the Riviera and that Destino Tower over there, that's some of my favorite resort going.
It's funny because we will wear Disney casual in there because everybody does, because you inevitably spent your day at Disney.
Yes.
But like I feel like I could really dress formal.
Wear a suit, wear a dress. Like you really could, you know, it feels like it would be appropriate to be stuffy
Absolutely.
in there.
To be stuffy.
But I would say that the service is always very friendly.
Yeah.
They're very accommodating.
It
doesn't feel stuffy, but you do feel fancy when you're in there.
Yeah.
Because the setting is fancy. I mean, when you're in Toledo, and this is kind of elevated staples, I would say, is the theme of the menu. There is a chef's
I would say tapas is the theme of the menu.
You're right. It is tapas. Tapas and small plates is what they say in their marketing for this. And that's cool because you end up being able to try a lot of stuff.
And that's our preferred way of eating.
Yes. But the steak here is prepared magnificently. Everything is like so fresh, highest quality ingredients. We enjoyed every single thing we ate, even things that we don't normally like. Like I'm not huge into like mussels and clams and that kind of thing, but everything we had was delicious.
Yeah.
I would say one of the main draws here is also the setting, because not only is the interior of the restaurant beautiful with these color shifting illuminated panels adorning the top of the restaurant, the ceiling, that's really cool to look at.
Yeah.
But also you have a gorgeous view of Hollywood Studios. You see right into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's a really kind of unique viewpoint while you're enjoying your high quality meal.
Yeah.
It is on the expensive side as far as Disney restaurants go, but it is really a situation where you get what you pay for.
Well, and it doesn't actually have to be. Like when we went, Jake and his fiance ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Because,
hey now, don't make us sound crazy. It was our anniversary.
No, it was Tyler's birthday, but we were right.
That's right. It was Tyler's birthday.
So you were celebrating. I'm just saying, but you don't have to, because the small plates are like, I think $10 maybe $15 each, and you could split a bunch of them and then it not be as bad.
Yeah, and that is kind of the beauty of any tapas location, is that you can kind of make it work for you. However,
I was able to do it way less expensive than the place that I'm about to name as my dinner choice.
What is it?
It is Artist Point, Snow White, like, what's it called?
Wow.
Artist Point at Wilderness Lodge, where you see Snow White.
Yes.
It's somewhere
Storybook
in there.
Dining.
That's it. I was like, somewhere in there is the name.
Storybook Dining at Artist Point.
That's it. Okay. So
convoluted name.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily convoluted.
Yes.
Fix that, Disney.
It's so much.
Artist Point is fine. Storybook Dining would be fine.
Right.
Pick one.
Right.
But yeah.
I think the issue is it used to be a different restaurant and they changed it. I mean, within the past 10 years, I think.
Yes, because the Snow White stuff is the new stuff.
Right. And so this is a prefix menu where you're paying like...
Where is this?
This is in Wilderness Lodge.
Cool.
Ground floor. So you walk into their beautiful lobby and then go kind of straight back into the left. And it is prefix. So I think, last time I was there, which was fairly recently, it was like $67 a person or $65 a person. They bring out a bunch of appetizers for the table. And then you pick one entree, and then they bring out desserts for the table, like where they bring out like 4 different, everybody gets one little dessert and like one little appetizer. And then the entrees are kind of German, because Snow White's German.
Oh, cool.
But with a foresty twist. Does that make sense?
Go on.
One of my favorite appetizers was like a mushroom soup.
Oh,
so it feels kind of foresty.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Rustic and
Bailey got a walk through nature, which was like that was the name of the dish, but it had like asparagus and gnocchi, and it was a vegetarian.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so kind of foresty.
Whimsical.
But then there was also something that had Spätzle, which is very German. So the food was phenomenal. Seeing Snow White and Dopey and Grumpy, and then the Evil Queen. Those are great characters that you don't get to see on a regular basis. Yeah,
kind of a unique experience. Why is it called storybook dining?
I'm guessing because of the Snow White story.
They walk around and they meet you?
Yeah.
It's not like a show, right?
Right.
Isn't the environment super immersive?
I have seen pictures of what it used to be, right? And it used to be national park themed.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting, right? And so they took that kind of theme, and then that was already in there, and some of the they made it so it looks like there's trees kind of above you, like the pillars turn into trees and they've got lights on them.
Oh,
I wouldn't say
cool.
It's super immersive like Space 220 level or even Cinderella's Royal Table level, but it is a very fun ambiance.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how did you find the character interactions?
Great. That Dopey and Snow White and Grumpy come around, and then they'll like dance through sometimes, and then the Evil Queen you go meet at at the end of your meal, but you have to go up by invitation. And she does great with her like not smiling, staying in character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the full experience.
Yeah, and Snow White did really well also with the. I'm always impressed with the way that these characters that don't have a mask on can have conversations with you like they're the character.
Yeah.
And like they really nail it.
Snow White is tough for the voice. She's got a really specific voice.
Yes, and the person that was there both of the times, which my mom thinks it might have been the same person. Because we went in November and then a few weeks ago. And but even if whether it was or wasn't, it's a hard voice to nail, but the person that did it did a really good job.
Nice. That's awesome. I've been meaning to check it out. I've never even been to that resort. Can you believe it?
I can't.
It's just a boat right away from the Magic Kingdom.
There's and there is a like a bar. I don't remember the name of it. I can look it up if you want. That is at Wilderness Lodge. That sits out kind of outside over the kind of by the water. You can see the electric light pageant from there. And
I love the electric water pageant.
Water pageant, that's what I meant. Yeah, thank you. And
I don't know why I love it so much, but
it's nostalgic. Don't you think?
It's as old as the park. Isn't it? We looked it up and it's super old. So it is classic.
Impressive.
Yes, but maybe that's why I love it, because it's been there my whole life.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
So nostalgic.
I associate it with leaving Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. We went to that bar and got food.
Cool.
Once, and that was a good experience also.
Yeah, I should say
it's a beautiful hotel.
Yeah, I should say there are a lot of bars and stuff that we're not super big drinkers, so we're not usually the type to partake, but people have kind of established a cult following around Trader Sam's, which is a bar at the Polynesian that you can visit if you're having a non-park day. Mm-hmm. Also at the Grand Floridian, there's the Enchanted Rose, which is kind of a
very pretty,
fancy, pretty bar situation. But
what's the one? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
What's the one that we went to that has that's like insanely popular at Animal Kingdom Lodge?
Oh, Sanaa.
That's also a bar. Lounge, right?
At Animal Kingdom Lodge?
Mm-hmm.
Lodge? Oh, okay.
We got food there, but...
Oh, I didn't even know that was a bar.
Well, maybe it's not.
Oh, who can say? But I was gonna say... the top floor lounges are a cool experience if you're looking for a non-park day.
Yeah.
Firework viewing could very much be part of your non-park day, because there are places to view the fireworks from outside the parks.
Is that on your list?
Yeah, kind of. So even if you don't have an Ohana reservation per se, or one of these reservations where they pipe the music in, California Grill, Ohana, even if you don't have that, you could still potentially have a cool firework experience, either by being at one of these lounges, Top of the World Lounge at the Contemporary for Happily Ever After fireworks, or the lounge at the top floor of the Grand Casino Tower for Hollywood Studios Pyro. You've got some cool viewing options there, but also like the beach of the Polynesian, they pump in the firework music.
Yeah.
So, there are cool options for you don't get, the projections, but you get to see all of these elaborate fireworks that Disney sets off for these nighttime spectaculars. Could be a cool way to cap off your night.
Yeah. Sanaa is not just a bar, but they do have a bar.
Oh, cool. Hey, you know what? Sanaa honestly kind of makes my list for one of my meals. I would say
it was very good.
Because first of all, I think what everyone is going for is the bread service.
Yes.
That bread service is delicious. They serve you a bunch of different kind of naans, and they serve you a bunch of different dips like chutneys and spreads and hummus and oils, all kinds of stuff for you to kind of mix and match. And that's a really cool communal dining experience. But then also we found the entrees to be high quality and delicious. The environment is immersive. You sit right on the artificial savanna that they have there for the animals.
Yeah.
So, that's a one-of-a-kind kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. We really enjoyed our experience there.
Yeah, lots of stuff. There's a lot to do outside of the parks that I think a lot of people maybe don't even know in terms of offerings. Like, for example, another way that you could take in the fireworks is by doing a firework cruise around, the waters of the Magic Kingdom.
And I know that's something you can start from Disney Springs and do. Is that the only? There's got to be another.
Oh, right. I think there's a Magic Kingdom one, isn't there? And the Seven Seas Lagoon.
Yeah, I don't know where you start that one from, but yeah.
Can't be sure.
We'll look into it.
But yeah, you should give it a look up if you're interested in doing a fireworks cruise. They're a little expensive, so you should get a big party.
Yeah, if you're splitting it 10 ways, it's not as bad.
Yeah, I would say that's an interesting memory. I would say I would do that if I've already seen the fireworks. I'm looking for a new way to like spice it up.
Oh yeah, or a special occasion.
Oh yeah, it'd be good for a party. They provide like snacks and drinks on the firework cruise too, so it's kind of it's kind of a good chunk of time that you're taking up. So it's nice that they accommodate you well.
Yeah,
I would probably prefer that to doing one of the in-park fireworks parties. Have you had success with those?
I mean, I did the dessert party at Magic Kingdom, and I thought we would, because we're paying all this money, and it was good. We got a bunch of desserts. They were very good. We got some non-alcoholic champagne. That was great. If you're drinking regular champagne, probably even better, but budget-wise.
Yeah.
But I thought that meant that we were kind of guaranteed a space where I'd be able to see, but they can't really do much to accommodate the fact that I'm short in Magic Kingdom because it's a flat surface. So even though we were put in hub grass up towards the front, there were still hundreds of people in that same spot, and I still couldn't see very well. So was it good? I mean, also it was raining.
What's going on with the tops of the buildings at the main street? Can we not have people up there because it's a safety hazard? Can we get firework viewing up there?
Yeah.
That's where the firework party should be.
That's where it should be. I agree.
It's atop the buildings of Main Street.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That would be really cool. I mean,
And then it seemed like they were doing that at Epcot. But now they're not, right?
So yeah, with Epcot and their latest kind of plan to reinvigorate the park, Project Gamma or whatever, they were going to build this festival center platform that was a multi-tiered structure kind of right before you walk down the pathway that takes you to the World Showcase, behind Spaceship Earth, behind what used to be the Fountain of Nations. They were going to build this tiered thing that would be a special event on one level, a restaurant or shopping on the bottom, and on the top, this kind of private firework viewing location where you could take in Harmonious. Obviously, that got scrapped.
Yeah.
And Harmonious is going away.
Right.
So the whole thing didn't work out.
Yeah. For me, I would need stadium seating or for them to raise where they're doing the projections, which in some cases isn't even possible. So yeah. But I had a goodish experience with the dessert party. Would I pay for it again? I don't know.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
Not at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, it's tough. The Magic Kingdom situation, I think, is especially tough with the, projection thing. Because the castle wasn't built for projections in 1971.
Well, and I know this isn't really like possible, and I'm being kind of a whiner at this point, but I wish when it started raining they had given us the option to either reschedule or get refunded, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, under normal circumstances, if I had made plans to go watch the fireworks, you know, and stand there for the hour beforehand,
right,
I would have, and then it started raining, I would have scrapped the idea and just gone and done something else. But since we had paid for it, we were kind of stuck.
Yeah, it is a little, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
It wasn't raining so much that they canceled the fireworks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is like a complete backtrack. So speaking of fireworks and kind of nighttime entertainment, there are some entertainment offerings around outside of the parks that are available for guests. One of those that's a paid thing is the Cirque du Soleil show.
Oh, yeah.
At Disney Springs. That is pretty popular. It's called Drawn to Life.
Right.
Have you done?
Uh-huh.
How did you enjoy that? I feel like this is one of the only times we're going to be able to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. I liked it a lot. I forgot about it. Sorry.
That much.
Yeah, okay. The Cirque du Soleil show that used to be there called Lanuba.
Yes.
That was there for like
ever
decades, right?
Yes.
Or a decade or something like that.
For so long.
I really loved that one.
Really?
Yeah. We also sat as far away as you could, so there was no risk of being picked on, which is something some people worry about.
Oh, is that
Cirque
part
du
of
Soleil.
that?
Yeah, I've heard that. I didn't have any concern about it when I was there. And
okay.
If you guys listen to us, you know that that's a thing for me.
Morgan would be the one who would be concerned.
Yeah. This one didn't have that at all, and it had a completely different plot. And I thought it was good, but I wouldn't do it again.
Well,
But that doesn't mean it wasn't good. I don't generally...
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of designed to be a one and done.
I think shows in general kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
often, yeah.
Especially if you're paying for it. Are there Broadway shows you would see?
Yes.
Of course, right?
Well, of course, because I'm a super Broadway fan, but also because there are some shows that are immersive by nature. For example, there was something that ran on Broadway called Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 that took place in a Russian supper club where all of the action happened all around you. So depending on where you were sitting, you would observe different things throughout the show. So there are experiences like that where, of course, you would, be inclined to probably partake multiple times if you had the option because it's so different every time. I would say most of the time, though, it's kind of, unless you're a big fan of the show, it's your favorite show, most people don't really repeat.
I'm like that with movies, too. Like, if I saw a movie and I liked it, but a lot of times that doesn't mean I'm going to spend 2 hours watching it again.
Yeah.
But there are a handful that I would.
Yeah, most of my favorite movies I'd watch whenever, but I would say that I'm not going to be super preoccupied by the movie. I might be doing something else.
Right.
And
this is a little bit different because you're paying the $100.
Oh yeah, it's a full thing. You've got to get dressed up. Or you don't have to, but I do when I'm going to any theater or whatever. You kind of dress up a little. You have to park and do the whole. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be really interested in seeing this. Can you describe kind of what the idea of the show is? Like, what's the premise?
The plot, you mean?
Well, not
because there's a story.
Yeah, not even necessarily the plot, but what is the theme of the show? What is it? Is it an animation?
Yeah.
They celebrate Disney animation through the style of Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
That's the commercial I saw for it.
Right. So there's a plot that goes along with it that has to do with a girl and her dad that was an animator.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. I've seen a handful of Cirque du Soleil shows, like some in Vegas, Lanuba, this one, and this one wasn't as over the top to me.
Okay.
I also used to be a gymnast, so I'm usually pretty impressed by like the acrobatics and the flying and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know. I just maybe
this one didn't really go above and beyond for
right. It wasn't my favorite Cirque du Soleil show.
Gotcha. All right. And it really should be because Morgan loves Disney.
Yeah, right. So, I love animation.
That might be saying something. Another favorite entertainment-wise that we should talk about, I don't think either of us have done, is the Hoop-de-Doo review.
Right.
So we can't tell you our first-hand account of this, but people
I did it when I was like
love
little.
It. Oh, that's right. You did do it as a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is also at Wilderness.
This is something that we should do.
Yeah, this is at Wilderness
There's
Lodge.
actually a bunch. No, it's at Fort
Oh
Wilderness.
my gosh, you're so right. It's at Fort Wilderness.
And there are a bunch of other things to do at Fort Wilderness if you're a naturey, like you want to do a horse back riding or something.
Yeah. And yeah, they've got a lot of cool activities, like camping type activities over there that are cool. But this one is an indoor musical that is also family style dining. It is comfort food. And the show is kind of a pioneer review. So it's kind of Western themed.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's got some like...
I very vaguely remember. I mean, I was super little.
Yeah, it's kind of a cult favorite. People love the Hoop-de-Doo review.
Do you happen to know, I hate to put you on the spot.
Sure.
Do you happen to know if it's expensive?
It is kind of expensive.
Okay.
So,
It's a show.
And it's a show.
Dinner show.
And show.
And Disney.
Yes.
Are there any characters?
No. It's just a show.
Got it.
And all you
just
can
wondering
eat,
if there's Cowboy Mickey.
All you can eat family service, all you can drink beer and sangria. And soft drinks. So, big draw.
When they do that, I always wish they had an option for people that don't want beer and sangria to okay, can you take $10 off my tab because I'm not going to drink this.
No, just drink $10 worth of Coke Zero or something. Do what you have to do, I guess.
Yeah.
On that one. Anything else around Disney not in a park that you were thinking about?
I mean, there are other things that don't make my list. That there's the House of Blues has a concert sometimes. I know that's something Michael would like. You would probably like that if there was the right band playing, right?
Yeah.
Too tight for me.
I would say, honestly, House of Blues in general,
Small.
They're not my favorite venues just because they are so tiny,
Yeah.
It can be a little... I sometimes can feel a little concerned about crowd safety and stuff like that when I'm in venues like that.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily my favorite thing. But yeah, House of Blues has an offering there. I would say Splitsville is a pretty impressive setup over at Disney Springs.
Yeah, I haven't gone, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people who have really enjoyed it. It's bowling, but it's also, they do stuff like karaoke and stuff in there too.
Oh.
It's fun, yeah.
Okay. I've gone to the AMC theater there a few times. It's standard.
Yeah, honestly, I would say that the AMC is kind of... I would...
We saw Onward there not that long ago, right?
We saw Strange World there.
Strange World.
Yeah.
Onward was 2 years ago.
Onward was the last movie I saw before the world ended.
Yeah.
For the pandemic.
Right. So 3 years ago.
Yeah. I would honestly say that I would not recommend that you take a chunk of your Disney day to go to AMC.
No.
Even if it's your Disney day where you're not in the parks, there are enough unique offerings around, like a bunch of the ones that we've named before.
Yeah.
Winter Summerland, resort hopping.
Yeah.
I think any of that would be more memorable than seeing the same movie you can see anywhere.
The theater is more for locals and cast members.
Yeah, and it is it's a pretty nice movie theater. It's not crappy, you know what I mean? So that's cool.
Yeah. We went there for the Scream 5 fan event that we couldn't see. But again, I'm pretty much a local at an hour and 15 minutes away from the park. So our local theaters didn't have the fan event. So we went out there for that.
Cool. How was that?
Great.
Nice.
Really amazing.
Well, yeah, I think it is cool that they've got some of those fan events that happen there.
And if you're not going to see a movie there, it's cool that they've got the stuff you can take pictures with.
Yeah.
Like when the last Toy Story movie came out, they had a thing that made you look like you were on the red carpet for Toy Story, and it's just a photo op.
Yeah, but
they do some really fun photo ops out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey, hopefully now you guys have a little bit more of an idea of some of the stuff that you can do with your non-park day.
Gosh, there's so much we didn't even mention.
I know.
I was just thinking about Gideon's is worth mentioning, probably.
Oh, right. Gideon's Bakehouse in Disney Springs. It's really cool.
We spent a long time,
bakery.
Not going because we just thought...
Why the virtual queue for cookies?
Yeah, it seemed a little crazy for cookies, right?
Yeah.
The inside of that cookie shop is something to see.
Yeah, it's its own little walk-through attraction.
Yeah, I would do that over some of the other desserts, but there's a lot of desserts there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even scratch the surface because Disney has so much on offer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
but I think the things that we did are a really fun way to fill your day. Even if you just did the things that we just named, you've got more than a day's worth.
Yeah, that's like a week's worth.
Yeah, that's like you could spend a whole vacation just doing outside of Disney, and we haven't even talked about water parks.
And you're still in the bubble.
Yeah, and you haven't even left property.
There's a whole nother mini golf, although I don't. Why does it not have a lot of color?
Oh, Fantasia Gardens.
Yeah.
Never done that one just because it doesn't seem particularly exciting.
I just love colorful stuff, and I just don't understand a mini golf course being non-colorful.
They should have mini golf.
Yeah.
Where Minnie has
taken over.
Yes, and she's got the perfect fashionable polka dot golf course. Fun. But anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. Hopefully you've gained some ideas from this.
Uh-huh.
If you enjoyed this episode, what should they do?
They should like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Review us if you're listening to the
anywhere else. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. We would love it if you guys could give us a review.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And check us out at neverlandnavigation.co. That's where you can find the links to all of our social media, the blog. But if you go straight to the social media...
Yeah, at Neverland Navco on TikTok and Instagram is where we're posting in-park content. History of the parks. A lot of dining stuff. There's a lot of fun Disney content on there in the short form. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you should give us a follow over there. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're interested in some Disney or some parks-inspired merch, you should check out the Neverland Navigation Etsy shop, where you can find really high-quality, fun-themed, artist-designed prints and stuff on there. And they're really high quality. They're very soft shirts. They're my favorite shirts to wear. I'm wearing one right now for Happily Ever After. We can also do custom orders on there. So if you're looking
just send us a picture. I'll put it on a shirt.
Group t-shirts or your own personal, t-shirt of something that you love, then it can all be done on the Neverland Navigation Etsy shop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you on
our next adventure.
Goodbye.
Bye.